Hey guys, it's Kirby the Bookish Nurse. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick summer tag. As a lot of you might know, if you've been watching the last few of my videos, right now I'm in the middle of a back to school-a-thon readathon with my book club and a few other people who wanted to join. So I thought for this week's video, I would do a quick tag that my friend Brittany over at the Bookworm Alley tagged me in. I'm not sure who the original creator is, but I will tag the person that Brittany tagged as the original creator, and I'll leave her channel link down in the description box below, as well as Brittany's channel link. But this is just the summer tag. The first question is an iced drink, a refreshing book. For this one, I chose The Unhoneymooners. I don't typically read romance and things like that, so reading The Unhoneymooners, it was very upbeat, and it was just kind of a feel-good summer book to me. For me, it was a summer book, but it was just kind of a feel-good, let's laugh, rom-com type book, and I really enjoyed it. The second one is Cotton Candy. What's a book that was fluffy and sweet? For this one, I have to choose The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, because yes, there was a slightly dramatic climax, but from start to finish, it was just cotton candy sweet. It just made you feel good and gives you cavities, because everybody in the book, with the exception of a few townspeople, were so lovely to read about and to share that couple days of my life with. Number 3 is sunglasses. So name a dark book. For this one, I'm going to have to go with The Poppy War. I wasn't fully expecting this to be as dark as it was, but I mean, it went in detail into some of the atrocities that humans can do to other humans, and I wasn't fully expecting that, but it went, while it was a 5-star, it was phenomenally written. It was dark. It was midnight. So if you're going to read that book, please get yourself in a healthy headspace before you choose to do that. The fourth one is Picnic on a Rainy Day. Name a sad book. So I cry a lot, apparently. But I guess I don't read that many sad books. I was looking through my shelves and looking through my Goodreads, and I guess I just don't have that many super sad books. So I chose The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. While this was a memoir of Jeanette Walls, and it's really, for me, from my perspective, it was really more about her parents than it was about her. It was about what her life was like growing up with the type of parents that she had. And even though I loved it so much, I cried the entire time. And it is a movie that I'm going to watch eventually, but I haven't watched yet. But that book was everything. It was so real and touching, and it really just showed how hard it can be to come out of poverty if your parents are comfortable at that level, which is kind of a tough topic to hit without offending everyone. But I think she just kind of went and told the truth, and you can't really argue with the truth. You can be offended by it if you want to. Doesn't change it from being the truth. But it made me cry the entire time I was reading it. I just cried. The fifth one is Sand. What's a book you were irritated by? For this one, I'm going to have to say After by Anna Todd. Now, I understand lots of people love this book. Fair enough. You do you. However, when I was reading this book, I was highly upset the entire time, and my friend Sam had already read it, so I could text her things about it without spoiling anything. And the whole time I was like, this mother blank and blank. Just, girl, Do you not see all the red flags? All of the red flags. It wasn't like, oh, that might be a little, no. He was a freaking matador waving red flags, and she was just running to him. Just running to him. And it made me so angry. I couldn't. I can't. I did finish it. I read all 500,000 pages of that book, but I was so angry at both of them. Him for being a douchebag and her for being stupid and falling for it. I was just mad at that whole book. And I also understand that I've heard that the author was very young when she wrote that book, and so she may not have understood the heaviness of what he was doing to the girl, to the main character. So this is not about her. I understand she was young. Young people say and do stupid things. However, as an adult reading this book, it was just like red flags for everyone. No. It made me mad. It irritated me, to say the least. What's your favorite book to movie adaptation? I also don't watch a whole lot of movies, so I'm gonna have to go with like probably a cop out. But my favorite book to movie adaptation that I can remember watching is The Hunger Games. I love The Hunger Games. I thought they casted it beautifully. And when I first saw the cast, I was like, I don't think that's gonna work for me. I think that's gonna be a no from me. But now every time I see, what's her name, Jennifer Lawrence, I'm like, oh yeah, Katniss. That's all she will ever be now. She is Katniss. I thought all of them played their roles so well, and I loved the books as well as the movies. They were great. Number 7 is Dropped Ice Cream. What's a book that you were anticipating and were very disappointed by? I know I've used this previously in another tag at some point, but Lore by Alexandra Bracken, it fell flat for me. I really liked, what was it that she wrote? The Darkest Minds. I read the first one of that one, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So I kind of thought that I would enjoy this one as well, because I didn't mind her writing style in The Darkest Minds. But when I picked this one up, I think maybe I was too excited, because I really like Greek mythology, any type of mythology. And this just wasn't, it didn't follow mythology, which is fine. You can take an idea and spin it into something new, but if you choose to do that, for me, I'm sure this is probably somebody's favorite book, probably a lot of people's favorite book of the year. For me, if you choose to do that, I need you to really flesh out the turns that you make from the original mythology. And I didn't feel like she really, I don't feel like she gave me enough details of the new mythology that she was making. I feel like she just kind of was like, hey, this happened, and we were supposed to go, oh, okay. No, I don't know. It wasn't for me. If y'all enjoyed it, if it was your favorite book of the year, then you do you, my friend. It wasn't for me. Palm Tree. Name a book that you loved. I love so many that this is hard for me. But the 2 most recent that I just absolutely could not put down, that I didn't just do a video on, would be Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. This follows the dad from The Hate You Give. Maverick, I think was his name. And this book, that one also made me cry. I could have put that one on the make you cry one too, because I cried. Oh my God. I cry. Every time Angie Thomas writes, I'm going to cry. I already know. So, yeah, there was that one. And then Akata Witch. I really enjoyed this. I expected to like it, but I really loved it. This is kind of an alternative, a more diverse version of Harry Potter to me. It's set in Africa, And it's about a young girl who finds out she has a magical lineage, and she goes to it's a magical town kind of that only leper people can get to, and she goes there, and that's where she trains and has classes with her mentors. She has her three little friends that are also leper people with her, and she didn't really fit in her real world or in her regular world because she's albino. According to the book, a lot of people in a lot of the older generations in her area of Africa associate albinoism with like sinister bad magic, like black magic. So she really didn't fit in well in her real world. And then she finds a new magic world, and she just fits in, and she has her little friends, and they have to save the world. And I think that for all the people that do not want to support J.K. Rowling anymore, Akata Witch is a wonderful alternative for a children's magical book. Bonfire. Book you want to burn. The only one that I could think of that made me angry enough that I would burn it was After by Anna Todd. And we've already covered that poor girl. We've already covered why I would burn that book. Fireworks. Book that exploded onto the scene. In my humble opinion, the latest book that I've read that has just exploded onto the scene is Ace of Spades. And y'all, I read that book. When I tell y'all, all right, they told me who the bad guy was 3/4 of the way in, maybe 80% in. They told me. Why was I still questioning who the bad guy was until the last page? I was waiting for it to be a particular person, and it never was. It never was what I thought. I don't know how to say why this was so good until I do a spoilery chat. First of all, it has a beautiful cover, eye-catching. Look at that. And it handles, while it's a thriller, it's a YA thriller, which I don't see that done well very often, but this one did. It also handles very, very heavy topics on a level that I feel like anyone from any background can understand. So it handles racism, classism, sexism, growing up in poverty. It handles, but not all of them. I mean, it's set in an elite boarding school. So the majority of the characters come from elite, very wealthy families. Some of them don't, though. It handles so many topics, and I feel like it handles them so well. And I think everyone should read this book. The hype is deserved for that book. So that's it. That's the whole tag. I'm not sure who all I'm going to tag in this video. I know I'll tag Trend Tumbles Through Tomes, and the Metaphysical Library, I'll tag her, and maybe someone else. But whoever I tag, their channel links will be in the description box below. So I'm going to jump back to reading all the things I have set aside for the readathon that's going on right now. And if you want to see more bookish content from me, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye.